The Avengers assembled and Team USA proved once more why they are the best in the world. When America failed miserably at the 2023 FIBA World Cup, we all knew it would come down to this. The world has gotten better. Did America get worse? There were a few close calls throughout the Olympics, but they made it to the gold medal game against France. And you won't believe who stepped up. This makes 5 straight gold medals for Team USA, thanks in no small part to the 3 guys whose Olympic careers seemed like they'd be over. Steph, LeBron, and KD. They wouldn't have made it this far without LeBron and KD, so keep watching to get the full grasp of their impact. Because the main story after the gold medal game was Steph Curry. But his story starts one game earlier. You won't believe what Steph did on the biggest international stage of his entire career.
This is everything I imagined it to be.
From the jump, Steph came out hot. It was clear that Coach Kerr was trying to feed his familiar star. The first play of the game was drawn up for Steph, sprinting and weaving through screens like the old days. And then he scored the team's next 3 points. And on and on and on. Steph knew he was hot. And so did his teammates. And so did everyone in the arena. You won't believe what he did in the gold medal game, but it all started against Serbia. Steph scored a total of 29 points throughout the Olympics going into the semifinal game. On Thursday, he scored 36. One shy of Melo's Team USA Olympic record. But it's more than just the buckets he scored, it's when he scored them. The team was down big. Going into the day, their biggest deficit was 8 points. They were losing by as much as 17 in the first half against Serbia. If you forgot why Serbia is so terrifying, keep watching to see what Jokic did against Team USA. Because it was more than just a first half slump. Serbia carried their double-digit lead into the fourth quarter.
He goes for 3 and 1!
Thanks to this and one near the end of the third. But you know what happens when you're down late in the game with the greatest shooter of all time on your side? You have a chance to come back. This in and out and in 3 finally gave them the lead. But Steph's dominance wasn't just on the offensive end. He has always been a ball hawk and a tremendously clutch threat. And just like that, game over. Remember, this was Steph's first Olympics. We all said that he would be the X factor. For a while, we looked wrong. It wasn't that he was bad during the first several games of the tournament, he was just there. Drew Holiday and Derek White took care of defensive duties. KD and LeBron handled the offense. Booker was a steady presence throughout. Anthony Edwards was the star. Tatum and Embiid were huge storylines. But Steph, we were waiting for this game, and he rode that wave all the way through the gold medal game. The craziest thing, he might not have even been the best player on the court against Serbia. For a guy that looks like he steals moons for a living, Jokic is somehow the scariest player on the planet, and Team USA knows that. Jokic represents the biggest problem Team USA is facing. Most of the best players in the league are international stars, and most American stars play the wrong way. Superstars, true superstars, make their teammates better. That's why LeBron, Steph, and KD were so critical to this year's Olympic success. But we'll get there in a minute, because you won't believe the type of impact Jokic had on his team. How many Serbian basketball players can you name? Jokic, of course, and then Nikola Jokic, though you probably just mixed that up with the Joker, and Bogdan Bogdanovic, who you probably confused with Bojan. The point is, it's Jokic and a bunch of role players. So how did they almost pull off the upset against Team USA? Because Jokic makes everyone better in a way we haven't seen since Magic Johnson, at least. But when it's time to take over, Jokic will not hesitate. Jokic was trying to single-handedly rip out Team USA's hearts on both sides of the ball. In the end, that reliance on Jokic might have been their downfall. In their first game against Team USA, Serbia was dead even with the US when Jokic was on the floor, then lost by 26 in the 8-ish minutes he was off the court. You heard that right. And in this game, he was playing with 4 fouls, 1 away from fouling out in Olympic play. That really limited what they could do down the stretch. Although one guy in Team USA did his best to make sure whatever Jokic did would not matter. That's right. Joel Embiid finally stepped up in a matchup against Jokic, and he was on fire. Outside, inside, ripping the basket down. Joel Embiid was a man on a mission. We've been really critical of Embiid so far this summer, But that's because we knew what he could do. That is what he can do. 19 points, 8 of 11 shooting, perfect defense. Plus, that time he embarrassed Jokic's defense. Yeah, that was rough, Joker. Embiid finally stepped up, proving he can fit seamlessly between on-ball and off-ball offense. And then he did nothing in the gold medal game. 4 points, 11 minutes, a lot of slow D, and proof that the 70 he dropped on Wemby is officially in the distant past. Tatum didn't fare much better. He racked up yet another DNP against Serbia alongside Tyrese Halliburton, then scored 2 points against France. Booker had 2 steady games, always an off-ball threat. He might be the ultimate superstar wingman. Drew Holiday notched 20 minutes, racking up 7 assists, killer D, and 1 huge 3 against Serbia, then a strong 19 minutes against France. Bam and AD fell a bit out of rotation with Embiid playing well against Serbia, then AD took over against France. Derek White only played 7 minutes against Serbia, going 0 of 2 plus that embarrassing and 1, before sitting out the gold medal game. Anthony Edwards, after his previous eruption, looked slow. Not something we're used to seeing from the young superstar. Except for the one time he decided to murder the ball on this swat, Ant was playing timid for both games. Do you think he choked under the lights? No shame for a 23-year-old, right? Or was he birthday hungover? Let us know in the comments. But if they failed in the gold medal game, none of it would have mattered. It still would have been a failure. You think you know who the X Factor was of the gold medal game? Just like the game before, the best shooter in the history of mankind stepped up on the biggest stage. And he did it in the most Steph way possible. It looked like it might be a close one near the end of the fourth, but Steph could not stop hitting threes. He shot 14 times, 13 from 3. He hit 8 shots, all threes. He scored 24 points, all on threes. He was in constant motion, moving and flowing and impossible to catch. It made everybody wide open and reminded the world that he has still got it. But he wasn't the only one to step up huge this summer, because KD was still the Slim Reaper. 9 points against Serbia, 15 against France, always there to slow it down and play ISO when the time called for it. Steph tore the roof off the place in the game that will always be remembered as his game, followed by a gold medal game to put the icing on top, while LeBron continued to do LeBron things. Bron finished with 16, 10, and 12 against Serbia, the 4th triple-double in Olympics history. No big deal. He followed up with a 14 and 10 against France, being named Olympics MVP. There was so much drama in the gold medal game against France. The ever-hated Gobert couldn't get off the bench. Embiid put up a dud in the biggest game of his career to the country that had been booing him all summer, and Wemby proved once and for all that he is the GOAT of the next generation. Who plays for Team USA in 2028? Can Tatum make the cut? Will the rest of the world lap the US by then? More importantly, will LeBron still be cooking? Let us know in the comments, then watch one of these videos next. Listen to the Wrong Opinion, Useless NBA Trivia, and Garbage Rankings for more NBA content.